don't know if it could have gotten much better than all the games that we had.
Man.
Well, it could have gotten a little bit better with last night, but outcomes needed, draft picks, teams that you hate going bye-bye. I'm in football heaven.
I mean, we had 2 straight duds of wild card weekends of years past, and this was incredible. We had 12 lead changes in the fourth quarter. That's more than every postseason in history.
Every team up until the Filthy game had won as the trailing team at the 2-minute warning.
Every team. Yeah.
Every team up until that point won the game trailing at the 2-minute warning.
But to have 12 fourth quarter lead changes in 4 games, was 4 games or was 5 games? That's more than we've had in any postseason in NFL history. And we had it in the first weekend. It's tremendous. That's tremendous. Because, the previous 2 years, the wild card round did not leave us with a whole lot of good games. These were all good except for last night. Last night was terrible.
All games decided by 4 points or fewer. All had game-winning touchdowns in the final 3 minutes. And as you said, the 12 lead changes in the fourth quarter. And we start with Filthy. And yes, Peyton Russell has been spying. We will unleash the audio from Filthy at 7:20 in the commercial-free Expressway. But you have an Eagles offense getting booed off the field in the second half. You have conservative Jalen Hurts with that game plan. And best of all, you have loudmouth A.J. Brown with 3 different drops leading to a post-game skippage afterwards. Micah Parsons I'm not going to talk to the media. I'm out of here.
It's great. I don't know how,
AJ, no catches since the first quarter with a Nick Sirianni skirmish separated by Big Dom in between.
Man, I don't know how, you guys, set this up. I was, in terms of which game had the least intrigue for you. Not intrigue, but at least interest.
Probably tonight.
Tonight, yeah. But of the previous ones, the Philly-San Fran game, I felt weird about it. I didn't have a whole lot of, I hated both teams. It felt just very strange to,
you hate both. That can lead to interest versus ones you don't care about. Last night, you could argue. Last night, I don't. No one cares about the Chargers.
No, nobody does. But I had intrigue.
I care with a $200 bet.
I had intrigue with Drake May. I think it was the other teams. I hadn't seen Chicago, right? We hadn't seen Jacksonville. We hadn't seen Carolina. Hadn't seen the Patriots. This iteration of them. So that there was the intrigue with that, the known versus the unknown versus San Fran and Philly, who we've seen that a million times. But to have Philadelphia lose and all that's going to come with that. Because there is, whether or not it's warranted, but there is going to be chatter about Harbaugh there, about Sirianni getting, losing his job. There's going to be chatter about what happens with A.J. Brown. There's going to be chatter about it's time to move on from Jalen Hurts. But it's just the reality of Philadelphia because those fans are idiots. They're lunatics. And they're going to have that kind of chatter, and that's going to be glorious. And then San Fran, who we hate anyway, they look vulnerable now with the Kittle injury. So it's a win-win.
No Pearsall, no Fred Warner, no Debo, no Ayuk,
nope.
No George Kittle. Bosa's always getting hurt, and he's gone, and you still end up winning on the road.
Yeah. Look, them being a 5.5-point dog, I didn't understand that in the beginning.
I bet that.
Yeah. Ooh. Good weekend. Good weekend for the old degenerate.
Was it?
Indiana, Carolina plus 10.5, took the over. San Fran plus 5.5. I lost the Bills-Jags, so 4-1.
The amazing
Houston tonight -3.
The amazing trick play that San Francisco pulled out with the McCaffrey touchdown catch.
Juwan Jennings was a higher rated quarterback coming out of high school.
Was he?
Than Joe Burrow.
What? Yo,
higher
that was
rated.
a tough throw.
Yeah, and we turned him into a wide receiver because we didn't need a quarterback apparently, but we did need a quarterback.
That had distance. He was moving, and he got buried by Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter could not believe it.
Good play. Good play call. Good, well drawn up.
And had to have it with, I had just tweeted, does Philly's offense is falling apart. Does San Fran have enough firepower here to make them pay? And Kyle waited.
They had to go deep into the bag, deep into that bag to get that. It was a really good finish, though.
8 straight drives for Filthy without a touchdown.
Oh.
8 straight. I think it's their first home playoff loss since 2019. And I thought that the second Quinyon Mitchell interception was going to screw everything up. Here it is, second interception, down 1, ball on their own 38. They only end up with a field goal for the 19-17 lead. How scrumptious is it, y'all? Franklin & Frankel Injury Attorney text line, 877-881-1053, 877-881-1053. And just like we are lamenting a wasted year with Dak Prescott's health, that's what they're doing right now in Philly with this defense. They're like, you had a defense that you threw away because Nick Sirianni stubbornly wanted to remain loyal to his boy, Kevin Patullo, who no way has an offensive coordinator job next year in the NFL, and that includes in Philadelphia, of course. He remained with Patullo throughout, and they end up paying the price. That offense, just that was their storybook. Sirianni said it in the post game. A good first half, second half, disappearance. Saquon starts to get stopped in the backfield, and the boos get louder and louder.
This is where, sometimes we Italians we're too close to our own people, and we want to hire him, Big Dom, right? And then now Patullo. You can't let it go. My dad had this problem. My grandpa had this problem. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. He was too loyal. He had that Cosa Nostra crap. Yeah. He didn't want to rat. He didn't want to let go of somebody. You got to let it go. That's just the reality. Now now the chatter. Here comes the chatter because he's going to be in the hot seat too.
Eagles' second half drives against the worst defense in the playoffs. That's what San Fran was. 3 plays, 7 yards. A punt after 4 plays, -4 yards. Punt after 10 plays, 23 yards, a field goal, 3 plays, -3 yards, and a punt. In the second half, RJ, they called a run play on 2nd and 18, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 10, and 3rd and 13. Peyton Russell, how much did you soak that up? As you and I were doing the same thing after this game, I went downstairs, I got a bite to eat, I dealt with my sick daughter, got her to bed, and then I am just I'm Twitter fingering Philadelphia post-game everywhere I could find it.
I was so early on the Spying on Philly that I got the Odyssey app notification that the game is still going on, and the NFL won't allow you to stream this and so I was waiting there. The same ad was playing over and over and over again. I was like, I got to get early. I got to get to it early, and about 6:50, I think everything showed up. But yeah, I mean, watching this game, it was just a bunch of duds playing against each other. None of these teams, Philly and San Francisco, they were nowhere close to winning a Super Bowl title with that performance there. I mean, the defense of Philly, yeah, could carry them, but the offense is so bad, and man, the Philly fans, they want Kevin Patullo gone immediately.
So is it delivering with the freak out from the media and the call-ins?
I think we have the best phone call and host interaction since Angelo Cataldi left.
Really?
I think so. Now I mean, I'm trying not to hype all this up, major letdown, but I think we have the best caller, and we're going to start off with it because it's amazing.
All right, 7:20. We are going to spy and go behind enemy lines here on 105.3 The Fan. But the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending champs, are done and out. And they're also ticked off that they didn't beat Washington to change up the playoff seeding because they would have had Green Bay instead of San Francisco. Now, you could argue with the way that Green Bay played up until the Miracle Bears comeback again for Chicago, that Green Bay would have gone in there and beat them as well.
Yeah, I mean, Philadelphia can't be sitting here thinking they were going to beat anybody. The way that team is kind of, I don't want to say torpedoed, but I mean, they just haven't played great football down the stretch. So they can't sit here and say they would have beaten anybody. Yes, there's a lot to be desired with the NFL playoff format. Like, I think that they need to change things up from you want to keep allowing division champs to get in, but then not getting a home game, change up that seeding, make it just seeded by record and not by division, whatever. But, they wouldn't be the first team to get screwed by that.
First game of the day in the AFC.
He's had a few of them this afternoon. Empty set. Lawrence back to pass. Looking on an inbreaker. Broken up and intercepted. Picked off by Cole Bishop. Game, set, match. Buffalo's going to win the wild card game here in Jacksonville.
Bills radio with the call, and I was tightening up for Josh Allen. I said, here we go. Choker. Number 1 GOAT, the wrong type in all of sports. Can't get it done again. Trevor Lawrence, sunshine's moment there in Jacksonville with Liam Cohen. As Tony Romo said 17 times, either of these teams could go on to win the championship. They exchanged back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think it was 5 straight touchdowns.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was 4 straight.
4 straight, answering each other, back and forth. Josh Allen with a 10-yard tush push. A play that haunted them last year.
It did. Yes,
and
it
has
did.
haunted them. Ends up getting Sean McDermott his first road playoff win, 27-24.
And the Bills win the AFC. The winner of this game, I said, they're going to win the AFC because those are the 2 best teams. That was a heavyweight fight. That was a fun game. And then, you get like your back and forth at the end.
Yeah, it was 4 straight, and Buffalo was down 4 with 4 left.
It was physical. Allen was getting beat up.
Ooh.
Trevor got put on his head there at the end. The 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter. Here comes John Wayne, putting on his boots, coming in, riding into town. And look, it was that. Man, that was a really awesome tush push. Like, if he had scored on that one, that's the best tush push of all time.
And they originally called it a score.
They did.
I'm like,
yeah.
how are you guys doing that? What did you think? A minute 4 left. I think Romo with an all-time bad broadcast game, and we're going to get into that later on. Some people are calling on him to be on the hot seat upstairs with Nance and to be replaced by J.J. Watt. Romo was trying, I think, to suggest that they pull the Mike Vrabel from earlier in the season, where you kneel down.
Oh, yeah.
And then you try to get it either on 3rd or 4th down to kill some clock. Instead, McDermott goes for another push. Jacksonville, according to Romo, lets them get in. But what would you have done, honestly? A minute 4 left. You taking a kneel down or 2 to kill more time, make them burn whatever timeouts they had, or you get in when you can get in? Because if you wait...
If you wait, don't get in.
And you don't get in, then Sean McDermott is probably fired.
Yeah, I think I
that would have been all-time balls.
I think I still would have done that. Because you leave a team on minute 4, and with that kicker, who had already missed. He had already missed that day, but he still had 68 yards in the bag at some point this year. All they had to do was get to the 50. They need a third. That's the thing. They could have run the ball. Like, they had a minute 2 left. They could have run the ball.
They were down 3 with that kicker.
Yeah, they had that kicker. See, they
had the record.
It would have only made it a 3-point game. Like, so. Yeah, I probably would have. No, I would have knelt down once, not twice.
Yeah,
just one time. Get it down to about 30 seconds.
Because Allen was getting a yard basically
easy
every time, but you never know. You got fumbles, you got procedural penalties. You can sit there and false start. Brandon Cooks, the former how about some former Cowboys yesterday? Brandon Cooks and Kendricks making the game-ending play for San Francisco. Of course, former Cowboys.
Of course, why wouldn't it be? That was a fun game. That Jacksonville Buffalo game. I can't believe they hadn't had a road playoff win.
I know.
That Josh Allen hadn't had a road playoff win yet.
Does that just speak to great regular seasons, all home games, and then going to Arrowhead and losing?
I mean, yeah.
Like their road opportunities, AFC Championship.
Who was their other road loss? They had one other road loss. I think it was Houston, maybe. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is.
And then you get the garbage from last night.
Drake is under center with Munford on the right wing, the extra tight end out there with a play fake. Drake on a deep drop, slides left, throws into the end zone. Hunter Henry makes the catch. He's in. Near pylon. Touchdown, Patriots. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, there he's back, baby. He's back.
I heard him itching on the edge of his seat throughout the clip. He's like, did it? Play it again, Peyton.
I see it. Go over there.
Play it one more time, Peyton. Scott Zolak, the total meatball.
Drake is under center with Munford on the right wing, the extra tight end out there with a play fake. Drake on a deep drop, slides left, throws into the end zone. Hunter Henry makes the catch. He's in. Near pylon. Touchdown, Patriots. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
So good.